Oh, well, hello everybody. Let's see, I'm back at it again today. This is a new location actually that I haven't actually been to before. So I decided to try it out and see what I can come up with today. Oh boy, just from looking around, it looks like this is probably going to be pretty challenging today. I'm in a wooded area, then, boy, it looks pretty chaotic. And it's going to be a bit difficult trying to single something out to get a decent image. But I'm up to the challenge, and I'm going to see exactly what I can come up with today. All right, we have a lot of really angular shaped trees here, a lot of vines, a lot of vegetation here. Unfortunately, everything is growing in a pretty wild manner, and it's going to be difficult to single something out. But I will do my best. I see a couple possibilities now. I did pass by something earlier as I was working my way down here, and I see one or two possibilities now. Of course, after I take the shot, I'm not going to know exactly what I have until after I get back and process them. But let's see what happens. All right, let's see, it looks like I found my first composition. If you look, there are three trees right behind me. Oh boy. The trees here, here, and here. And if you look very carefully at those trees, it looks pretty uniform. And if you look all the way in this, slightly to the left, there's another kind of angular tree that's right here. So I have my basic composition set up right now, and I'll show you what that is and talk you through it. All right, let's see, I have the composition all set up here. And if you look, you can clearly see that you have three distinct trees right here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now, if you look in the center of this, there's the angular tree that I was mentioning a minute ago. And if you look over here, you have a little tree coming up here. Now, I'm actually focused for the tree in the center, and hopefully that should bring everything out. Now, I did take a couple of shots earlier because the light really took off, and I didn't want to miss that opportunity. So this is going to be the second shot. Okay, as you can see, I'm shooting at 1/6 of a second f-stop 11 at ISO 64. Okay, I just want to check my focusing again for the center tree. So I'll just go ahead and zoom in at 100%. And just check my focus, and that looks good. All right. So we'll go ahead and take the shot now. And we're looking at still this 1.6 seconds f-stop 11 ISO 64. And I'm using mirror lockup as usual. Okay. And let's check that here. All right, and that looks good. Now earlier, the shot that I took, I had some nice side lighting coming in. So these areas were just absolutely gorgeous. But that shot will actually be included by the time you see this video. Okay, I did notice 2 other potential compositions. So I'm off to those right now. Okay, I've located my second composition and I have everything set up. If you look right behind me, right over my shoulder, you can see that there's a tree right here just leaning to the side and leaning straight across the frame. That looked pretty interesting to me. The light is getting rather dim right now. It's rather flat. They've called for partly cloudy skies all day today, but we have been getting periods where the sun has been peeking through. But nonetheless, the light is nice and even here, and it looks like I can probably do something with this in post. I've done this quite a bit with a lot of images, and I was rather pleased with them. So I'm going to try that and see what I come up with. Now I'm going to show you the composition I have set up for it. Okay, I have my composition all set up. Now, if you'll take a good look at this, you can see I'm focused right now for the tree itself. Now, my exposure settings right now are 1.6 seconds, f-stop 11, ISO 64. So I'm going to take that shot right now. And first, let me check my histogram. Make sure everything is still in order. Okay, I think I'll increase the exposure just a little bit. We don't have any extreme highlights, but we'll go about right there. Okay, so 2.5 seconds at f-stop 11. Okay, now I would like for the leaves right here to be in focus as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my focusing point back over. And I'm going to focus for these leaves right here in the foreground. Because actually I would like for those to be in focus. And I'll go ahead and focus for those right now. And that looks good right there. Zoom out. And the settings are the same. 2.5 seconds, f-stop 11, ISO 64. And of course, these two images will be blended together later on for one seamless image. Okay. All right, that's two in the bag. All right, let's move on to the next composition and see what I can come up with. Okay, I've come across what is going to be my last composition for the day. Okay, if you look right behind me, if you look in the foreground, you can see there's a tree that's fallen over here. And right on the other side of that, there's some moss. And this moss is leading directly into the scene, going toward this little slight creek that's here. There's no water actually flowing through it right now, but it has a very interesting brownish color to it, all the way the soil does. And anyway, this kind of caught my eye. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to be any type of a blockbuster image or anything like that, but I think with the foreground interest of the moss, I think perhaps in post with a little photo manipulation, dodging and burning, things of that nature, I think I might be able to get something out of this that's usable. So I'm going to do that right now. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'd like for everything to be in focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus first for the tree that's in the foreground. And I'll probably take 3 shots. The next shot will be maybe about 1/3 of the way in. And then the last shot will be pretty much at infinity. And that should pretty much cover everything. Because I'm shooting at f-stop 11 for this. So it'll give me pretty good depth of field. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you see what I'm doing with this. All right. If you look at the composition here, if you look, you can see the tree in the foreground. Now, as I said, my first shot is going to be for the tree. Okay, so what I will do is I'm going to actually use autofocus on this because the light's getting rather low. Okay. All right, now there's the first shot. The next shot will be right here where the moss begins. So we'll autofocus there. Okay. And the next shot will be about right here for the moss. And we'll autofocus there. Mirror lock up and take the shot again. Okay. Now I'm going to take probably 2 more shots just for insurance. And I'll come about right here. Autofocus. Okay. And get my very last shot in the background, right there. Autofocus. All right, and that's done. Well, I hope you got something out of that. Today was one of those days I was basically just kind of playing it by ear. I just wanted to get out. It was a little tough today. You know, sometimes you start getting involved with other things at home, and sometimes you just had a tough day at work or a tough week at work, like I have, and you basically just wanted to kind of get out and just rest. But I dragged myself up, and I think I may have gotten maybe 2 reasonably good images out of this outing. So it does pay off to get up and at least put forth the effort. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this week. So as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to comment, like, and please subscribe. Okay? Until next time.